Most dangerous woman is the one who listens to God. She is not dangerous because she wishes to harm. She is dangerous because she has discovered a strength that cannot be shaken by opinion, by fear, or by the noise of the world. When a woman listens deeply, she is no longer living from the surface of life. She is rooted in something greater, and that root gives her power that no outside force can easily move. You see, many people are distracted by voices that come from everywhere. Voices of doubt, voices of pressure, voices of expectations. But when a woman decides to listen to something higher, she no longer reacts to every small disturbance. Instead, she moves with clarity, with certainty, with an inner discipline that feels unbreakable. It is as if she walks with fire in her heart and calmness in her breath. The most dangerous woman is unshaken by noise because her guidance comes from a higher voice. When you look around at the world today, you see how many people are caught in the storm of opinions. Everyone has something to say. Everyone tries to convince you of what is right and wrong. And everyone wants to direct your steps according to their own understanding. Most people are influenced by this noise. They change their path when criticism comes. They lose confidence when doubts surround them. And they lose themselves when the noise of the world becomes louder than the whispers of their own soul. But there is a woman who has trained her heart and mind to listen to a voice beyond all human noise. This woman cannot be shaken, because her foundation is not built on approval, but on something eternal. When a woman listens to God, she learns the art of stillness. She does not need to rush after every sound, every argument, or every distraction. The world shouts, but she waits. The world demands quick reactions, but she chooses deliberate actions. This waiting is not weakness, it is strength. Because waiting allows her to separate what is temporary from what is eternal. She does not allow herself to be pulled in every direction, because she knows the one direction that matters. And when she moves, her steps are steady, purposeful, and unshaken by the opinions that once held power over her. Such a woman is dangerous because she cannot be manipulated. People may try to discourage her, to tell her she is not enough, or to insist that her dreams are too great. But she listens to a higher voice that reminds her she was created with intention. She hears the guidance that strengthens her even when others doubt her. She carries a calmness that confuses those who expect her to break. And when she stands firm in the face of noise, her example inspires others to also rise above the endless chatter of fear and uncertainty. It is easy to follow the loudest voice in the room. It is easy to be swayed by what everyone else is doing. But the dangerous woman does not live for the crowd, she lives for truth. She does not allow fear to decide for her. She does not allow gossip to shape her. She does not allow pressure to silence her. She listens carefully, and because of this discipline, she is not distracted. This is what makes her different. This is what makes her unshakable. Her strength does not come from resisting noise with more noise. Her strength comes from silence, from connection, from surrendering to the higher voice that never misleads. While others burn out trying to answer everyone, she remains calm because she only answers to one. And in that calmness, she discovers the kind of courage that cannot be destroyed. This courage is not loud, but it is powerful. It is not showy, but it is undeniable. The woman who listens to God becomes dangerous because she is beyond reach of ordinary influence. People cannot easily guilt her, flatter her, or push her into paths that do not belong to her. She is not blind to the world, but she does not bow to it. She is not deaf to others, but she filters everything through the truth she carries within. This makes her rare, because few people have the patience to truly listen before they act. But once she listens and once she knows, nothing can take her off her course. Noise will always exist. Opinions will always surround her. Challenges will always rise. Yet she walks in peace because she has chosen her source. This peace is dangerous to fear. It is dangerous to doubt. It is dangerous to those forces that want to keep her small. And that is why she is the most dangerous woman. Because she is unshaken by noise, guided only by the higher voice that leads her where she is meant to go. Would you like me to continue the rest of the key points in the same deep, flowing style, one by one, until the full speech is complete? She does not chase approval. She walks with clarity born from divine direction. Approval is one of the strongest chains that holds people down. From the moment we are young, we are taught to seek the approval of others, whether it is from parents, teachers, friends, or society itself. This habit grows silently, and before we know it, our choices are often shaped more by what others think than by what we truly believe. Many live their lives as performers, acting out roles that please the audience, but never truly living from the center of who they are. Yet, when a woman learns to listen to God, she breaks free from this endless search for applause. She no longer runs after recognition, because she understands that her worth is not determined by the crowd. Her clarity comes from a higher place, and with that clarity she walks with unshakable purpose. The approval of people is unstable. One day they cheer, the next day they criticize. One day they call you strong, the next day they call you stubborn. If a woman builds her confidence on the shifting sands of human approval, she will constantly fall when those sands move. But when her direction is rooted in divine guidance, she does not crumble when applause stops. She does not lose herself when recognition fades. Her confidence is not borrowed from the crowd, it is anchored in truth. And this truth is what makes her so powerful, so resilient, and so dangerous to a world that thrives on conformity. To walk with clarity means she knows why she is moving, even when others do not understand her steps. She may take a path that looks unusual. She may choose silence when everyone expects noise. She may choose discipline when comfort is available. But she does not need permission to follow where she is led. This clarity is a shield against confusion. It prevents her from being trapped in the endless cycle of pleasing others. She no longer wastes energy on trying to meet expectations that do not align with her true purpose. Instead, she moves in the direction of what is eternal, and in doing so, she becomes untouchable by the shallow opinions of people. The dangerous woman is not rude. She is not careless with others. But she has learned that approval is not the same as love, and it is not the same as respect. Approval can vanish in a moment, but true direction lasts. And so she has chosen to walk with the kind of clarity that cannot be taken away by changing moods or temporary opinions. This clarity allows her to carry herself with calmness. She does not need to prove herself at every turn. She does not need to argue endlessly to justify her choices. She simply continues to walk the path laid out before her because she knows who is guiding her steps. There is a strength in not needing approval that confuses the world. People expect her to be shaken when criticized, but she remains steady. They expect her to crumble under rejection, but she only grows stronger. They expect her to beg for validation, but she smiles and keeps walking. And this ability to stay true to her direction without bending for applause makes her dangerous. Dangerous not because she fights against the world, but because she rises above its control. When a woman no longer chases approval, her vision becomes clearer. She can see opportunities others miss because they are too busy wondering what others will think. She can make bold moves others fear because they are too worried about failing in front of people. Her focus is sharp. Her energy is pure. Her steps are aligned. She is not distracted by every voice that calls her name. She listens only to the one voice that matters, and because of this, her path is steady even when the road is difficult. To walk with clarity born from divine direction is to walk with freedom. It is to walk without chains, without the constant need for acceptance. And freedom is dangerous to a world that thrives on keeping people trapped in comparison and competition. The dangerous woman is the one who has broken free, who no longer looks outward for worth, but looks upward for guidance. She does not chase approval, and that is why she cannot be stopped. Would you like me to expand key point no 3 in the same powerful and natural flow so it connects seamlessly with these first two? Her silence is more powerful than the loudness of the world. In a society where everyone is rushing to speak, where opinions are thrown like stones, and where noise fills every corner of life, silence can feel uncomfortable. People often believe that the one who speaks the loudest holds the most power. They believe that victory belongs to those who dominate conversations, who argue with passion, who demand to be heard. But the dangerous woman has learned a deeper truth. She understands that silence is not emptiness. Silence is focus, silence is strength, silence is the space where wisdom is born. Her silence is not weakness, it is her discipline, and it becomes a weapon sharper than words shouted in anger. When a woman listens to God, she understands that she does not always need to answer every insult, every doubt, or every challenge. She knows that reacting to every voice only drains her energy and scatters her focus. Instead, she chooses silence, not because she has nothing to say, but because her silence speaks louder than unnecessary words. Her silence says she refuses to be provoked. Her silence says she is above the noise. Her silence says she does not need to prove her worth, because her actions and her presence already carry weight. This silence is not passive, it is powerful. It unsettles those who expect her to argue. It confuses those who try to pull her into conflict, and it strengthens her ability to remain in control. There is great courage in silence. It takes strength to hold back when the world demands reaction. It takes discipline to remain calm when others throw fire. And it takes wisdom to know when words are needed and when silence is greater. The dangerous woman carries this courage with her. She knows when to speak with fire, and she knows when silence will burn even deeper. People may mistake her quietness for fear, but in reality, it is patience, it is strategy, it is clarity. Her silence is not avoidance, it is alignment with the higher voice that guides her. When the world is loud, silence becomes a sanctuary. It is in silence that she listens, in silence that she gathers strength, and in silence that she receives the guidance to move forward. Her silence is where her spirit is sharpened, where her vision becomes clear, and where her heart becomes steady. Without this silence, she would be as restless as the crowd. But because she chooses silence, she is centered, focused, and impossible to break. The dangerous woman does not waste words. She does not enter into meaningless battles just to prove a point. She knows that noise may entertain the crowd, but silence holds the truth. Her silence unsettles those who thrive on attention because they cannot control her. Her silence shakes those who depend on reactions because they cannot move her. And her silence inspires those who are tired of endless noise because they see in her a reminder that calmness is more powerful than chaos. She has no need to fight every battle because she understands that not every battle deserves her energy. By choosing silence, she saves her strength for what truly matters. She is not drained by arguments that lead nowhere, nor is she distracted by voices that seek to weaken her. Instead, her silence allows her to conserve her power, so that when she speaks, her words carry weight and authority. This is what makes her dangerous. She is not controlled by noise. She controls when and how her voice is used. In silence, she builds resilience. In silence, she learns patience. In silence, she grows stronger while others exhaust themselves in endless chatter. This strength makes her presence powerful, even when she says nothing. People feel her calmness, they notice her discipline, and they realize she is not moved by the world's chaos. She is dangerous because her silence is not empty, it is filled with depth, with clarity, and with divine direction. Her silence is more powerful than the loudness of the world, and that is why she remains unshaken and unstoppable. Would you like me to expand key point no 4 next in the same style so the flow of the speech continues seamlessly? Discipline becomes her armor, and faith becomes her weapon. A woman who listens to God understands that strength is not found in wild reactions, in careless emotions, or in temporary bursts of energy. Real strength comes from discipline, and discipline requires daily choices. She does not wake up every morning and hope to be strong. She trains her spirit, she trains her thoughts, and she trains her actions to align with the higher voice she follows. Just as a warrior sharpens the blade before battle, she sharpens her discipline in the quiet moments when no one is watching. And when challenges come, her discipline protects her like armor that cannot be pierced. Discipline is not a restriction, it is freedom. Without discipline, life becomes scattered and weak, easily distracted by temptations and voices that pull in 1,000 directions. But with discipline, she knows when to speak and when to remain silent, when to move and when to wait, when to act with fire and when to hold her peace. Discipline gives her control over herself, and the one who can master herself is more powerful than the one who tries to control others. This is why discipline is her armor. It shields her from falling into traps, it guards her from reacting to every attack, and it keeps her steady when others are falling apart. But armor alone does not win battles. She also carries a weapon, and that weapon is faith. Faith is what gives her courage when fear tries to creep in. Faith is what pushes her forward when the path looks impossible. Faith is what allows her to see victory even before the first step is taken. While others rely only on their strength, she relies on something greater. And because of this, her strength never runs out. Faith becomes the sword she carries, the force she wields against doubt, fear, and despair. With faith, she cuts through uncertainty. With faith, she defeats the voices that tell her she is not enough. With faith, she becomes unstoppable. This combination of discipline and faith makes her dangerous in the most powerful way. Discipline without faith can become rigid and empty. Faith without discipline can remain only a dream, but together they make her unshakable. Her discipline grounds her, while her faith lifts her. Her discipline keeps her focused, while her faith keeps her fearless. Her discipline makes her consistent, while her faith makes her courageous. This balance gives her a strength that is rare, and it is this strength that sets her apart. The dangerous woman is not perfect, but she is prepared. She may stumble, but her discipline brings her back to her path. She may feel fear, but her faith pushes her through it. She may face storms, but her armor protects her and her weapon guides her to victory. She does not collapse under pressure because she has trained herself not to be controlled by emotions. And she does not surrender to despair because her faith reminds her that every season has a purpose. When people see her calmness, they may not understand the years of discipline that shaped it. When they hear her words of strength, they may not realize the faith that carried her through struggles. What looks natural on the outside is the result of deep work on the inside. She has fought battles in silence, she has wrestled with doubts in private, and she has chosen discipline when giving up seemed easier. This inner work has made her powerful, and it has made her dangerous to anything that tries to weaken her. Discipline becomes her armor because it protects her from her own weaknesses. Faith becomes her weapon because it empowers her beyond her own limits. And when these two are combined, no obstacle, no storm, and no opposition can truly defeat her. She does not just survive, she rises above, steady and unshaken, because she walks in strength that is both disciplined and divinely guided. That is why she is the most dangerous woman. She is fearless in storms because she knows who calms them. Life is not without storms. Every person will face moments when the winds of challenge blow with force, when the rains of uncertainty pour down, and when the waves of difficulty rise higher than they thought they could endure. Most people fear storms because storms represent the unknown. They cannot control the outcome, they cannot predict the damage, and they cannot guarantee safety. Fear grows stronger when people believe they are alone in the middle of chaos. But the dangerous woman has learned something different. She knows she is not standing alone. She knows there is one greater than the storm, and this knowledge makes her fearless. A storm may shake the environment around her, but it does not shake the foundation within her. While others panic at the first sound of thunder, she remains steady because her heart is anchored. She does not deny that storms are real. She feels the pressure, she sees the darkness, she hears the crashing of the waves. But she also knows that storms do not last forever. She understands that behind every storm there is a clearing sky, and beyond every wave there is calm water. Because she knows who calms the storm, she does not waste her energy on fear. Instead, she uses her energy to stand firm, to endure, and to keep moving forward until the storm passes. Her fearlessness is not recklessness. She does not walk into storms carelessly, pretending they do not exist. Her courage is born from trust, from the assurance that she is guided, protected, and strengthened by a power greater than herself. When the storm rages, she remembers that the one who created the seas can also silence them. This memory becomes her anchor. While others are swept away by panic, she holds on with calmness, with faith, and with determination. And this calmness is dangerous, because storms thrive on fear. When she refuses to be afraid, the storm loses its power over her. Fear is what paralyzes many. It convinces them to stop walking, to hide, to abandon their journey. But the dangerous woman is fearless because she knows storms are not sent to destroy her. They are sent to shape her. Every storm she endures strengthens her spirit, deepens her faith, and sharpens her clarity. She comes out of storms stronger than she entered, because she does not allow fear to take root. Instead of asking why the storm came, she asks what the storm is teaching. Instead of crying over the waves, she learns how to stand taller in them. And this mindset transforms every storm from a threat into an opportunity. There is something unexplainable about a woman who remains calm in chaos. Her stillness unsettles those who expect her to collapse. Her composure inspires those who are drowning in fear. Her steadiness becomes a light for those who cannot see their way through the storm. She does not need to control the storm because she knows the one who does. And this trust becomes her greatest power. Trust allows her to breathe when the air feels heavy. Trust allows her to wait when the future looks unclear. Trust allows her to move forward, even when she cannot see the full path. She is dangerous because storms cannot defeat her. Every time she faces one, she grows more fearless. Every time the winds rise, she learns how to walk with even greater confidence. Every time the rains fall, she proves that her roots are deeper than the flood. Fear cannot hold her, because she has placed her faith in the one who calms every storm. That is why storms, no matter how fierce, cannot destroy her spirit. She is fearless in storms because she knows who calms them. And that is why she is the most dangerous woman. Her presence commands respect without demanding it. Respect is not something that can be forced, no matter how loud the voice or how heavy the hand. True respect is earned not through domination, but through character, through consistency, and through the energy a person carries into every space. The dangerous woman has no need to raise her voice to be heard, no need to fight for attention to be seen, and no need to demand recognition to be valued. She is respected because her presence speaks louder than any demand ever could. There is a quiet authority about her. When she enters a room, people notice, not because she tries to control their attention, but because the strength within her cannot be ignored. She carries herself with dignity, with grace, with the confidence of someone who knows who she is and who she belongs to. And it is this inner certainty that radiates outward, making her presence magnetic. Respect flows to her naturally Because she respects herself first. She does not compromise her values to please others. She does not lower her standards to fit into the crowd. She does not betray her own integrity just to gain favor. Her respect for herself sets the tone, and others cannot help but reflect it back to her. Demanding respect often reveals insecurity, but commanding respect without trying shows real strength. People are drawn to authenticity. And the dangerous woman is deeply authentic. She does not wear a mask to impress anyone. She does not pretend to be something she is not. She simply stands in her truth, and that truth carries power. This is why people listen when she speaks. This is why people step aside when she moves forward. This is why people remember her presence long after she has gone. She does not chase recognition, yet it follows her. She does not fight for influence, yet she influences deeply. Her respect comes not from position, but from posture. It comes from the way she treats others, from the calmness she carries in adversity, and from the discipline she practices in daily life. She knows that respect is not about being feared. It is about being trusted. And because she is consistent, because she is steady, because she is guided by something higher, people trust her. They trust her words. They trust her strength, and they trust her leadership. That trust becomes respect, and it cannot be taken away easily. The dangerous woman does not have to prove herself through arguments or endless explanations. Her life itself is her proof. Her actions speak clearly. Her discipline shines through. Her silence, her faith, her courage all combine to form an undeniable presence. People feel it before they understand it. They may not know what gives her such calm power, but they sense it, and they respect it even if they cannot explain it. Respect also comes from resilience. When people see that she does not break under pressure, they respect her strength. When they see that she does not lose her composure in storms, they respect her calmness. When they see that she does not chase approval or react to noise, they respect her clarity. Her life itself becomes a message that true strength does not need to shout, it simply stands firm. This kind of respect is dangerous because it cannot be controlled by the world. It cannot be taken away by criticism, and it cannot be destroyed by envy. Those who try to bring her down only reveal their own weakness. While her presence continues to rise, she does not fight to be recognized, but her light makes it impossible to ignore her. She does not demand to be honored, but her walk ensures she is remembered with honor. Her presence commands respect without demanding it. And that is why she is the most dangerous woman. She is unstoppable because she is surrendered, not because she is forceful. Many believe that to be unstoppable means to fight harder, to push stronger, and to dominate with sheer willpower. But the dangerous woman has discovered a higher truth. Her unstoppable nature is not born from exhausting herself in constant battles. It is not born from trying to control every outcome with her own strength. It is born from surrender. She has surrendered her path, her battles, and her future to the one who guides her. And in that surrender, she finds a strength that never runs out. Forcefulness may move things for a moment, but it eventually wears down the spirit. A life lived in constant struggle without surrender leads to burnout, bitterness, and emptiness. The dangerous woman avoids this trap because she understands that real power comes not from holding tightly, but from releasing control. She does what is required with discipline and focus, but she does not carry the burden of results alone. She trusts that the one who leads her also prepares the way for her. This trust is what makes her unstoppable, because nothing can shake the woman who has already laid down the need to control everything. Her surrender does not mean weakness. It does not mean passivity. It does not mean she simply sits and waits. On the contrary, it makes her fearless in her actions. She takes bold steps because she knows she is not stepping alone. She faces storms without trembling because she knows someone greater calms them. She walks through uncertainty with steady steps because she trusts that clarity will come at the right time. Her surrender makes her unstoppable because fear cannot chain her, doubt cannot paralyze her, and failure cannot break her. A surrendered woman is dangerous to a world that glorifies control. The world teaches that strength is found in domination, in manipulation, in forcing one's way to the top. But she shows another path. She shows that surrender does not take away power, it multiplies it. Because she is not weighed down by the need to prove herself, she moves with freedom. Because she is not controlled by the pressure of outcomes, she moves with courage. Because she is not chained by the desire to please others, she moves with clarity. Her surrender removes the distractions that limit others, and this makes her unstoppable in ways they cannot understand. Her life flows differently. When doors close, she does not collapse in despair. She trusts that another door will open. When obstacles rise, she does not panic. She sees them as part of the path designed for her growth. When people turn against her, she does not waste energy chasing them. She knows that those meant to walk with her will remain. This freedom allows her to move forward continuously, while others are stuck fighting against things they cannot control. Her surrender has given her resilience, and resilience makes her unstoppable. She is also unstoppable because surrender keeps her spirit unshaken. Forcefulness often breeds frustration when things do not go according to plan. But surrender allows her to adapt without losing hope. She can bend without breaking, she can adjust without losing direction, and she can wait without losing faith. The storms that defeat others cannot defeat her, because she is not trying to control the storm. She is simply walking through it with trust. And every time she walks through one, she comes out stronger, wiser, and more dangerous. The dangerous woman is not unstoppable because she overpowers everything in her way. She is unstoppable because she flows with the power that guides her. Her surrender makes her resilient. Her surrender makes her fearless. And her surrender makes her untouchable by the distractions that slow others down. She cannot be stopped because her strength does not come from force. It comes from faith. She is unstoppable because she is surrendered. And that is why she is the most dangerous woman. The most dangerous woman is the one who listens to God because her life is not guided by noise, not controlled by approval, and not weakened by fear. She moves with silence that carries power, with discipline that guards her, with faith that arms her, with courage that steadies her, and with surrender that makes her unstoppable. Such a woman cannot be shaken by storms, cannot be limited by opinions, and cannot be defeated by doubt. She is a reminder that true strength is not found in force, but in alignment with the higher voice that never misleads. May you walk in that same strength, may you rise in that same clarity, and may you discover the unshakable power of listening beyond the world's noise. Good luck on your journey, and thank you.